Hey everybody, she's the Ayatollah of rock and rolla. It's Maddie.
We're your dream girls.
Hey, she's back.
I'm back, and you'll hear about my business trip on the Beyond Reality channel, and we're going to be doing that video hopefully tomorrow. So, yeah, you wanted to hear about it because it was awesome.
Oh yeah, we got a lot to get to, so no time for BS. All right.
Bandanas.
Yes.
We had to do.
So we got to give you an update on Sony Entertainment. Guess what? Sony Entertainment Pictures does not own The Amazing Race. It was a big mistake 20 emails later, but I'm not bitter. Okay?
It's back, which is what's important.
Exactly. They restored our video with no penalty.
Last week.
It was not a limb.
TK and Rachel were the last team to arrive, but they were not eliminated.
Right. Time for the speed bump, but not yet. So Ron and Christina were the first to depart.
7-something in the morning.
Yeah, they had to go to a building with a hole in it and find the hanging garden in the observatory.
Floating garden.
Floating garden. To get the next clue. Or the first clue.
Yes. So it's Jen's birthday.
How about an elimination for a present?
Or this new shirt from Target.
Yeah.
Which I also have in a different color than her.
Does that look familiar to anybody? Okay, so once they get the clue, which the gardens do not open till 10 a.m., so the three, except for TK and Rachel, are there when it opens. And Jen ran in the elevator like a little rat.
She's like,
Nate was like, "You gotta wait for me. You can't just take off like that."
Go. She's like, "We gotta go, baby."
Yeah.
So
once they get the clue, they find out that they have to fly 1,000 miles to Taipai, Taiwan.
And Nick comes to realization, we've been playing like the game like bitches so far.
Yeah,
step it up. So Nate's like, "Oh, we know nothing about Taiwan except we really like Thai food."
It comes from Thailand.
Nate, you are a dumbass.
You're making my bandana like freak out. Alright, so they were all at the airport except for TK and Rachel. Because they walked past the clue box and they were like wasting time.
They're like, "Where is it?" I don't know.
So Christina told the ticket agent, "Don't give them the upgrade. Tell them there's no more tickets left." And she did.
Like, I've seen people say, like, "Oh, tell them there's no room," or whatever, but they rarely actually go through with it.
I know. That's cheap. I'm sorry, Christina. I can't agree with that. So Nate and Jen, when they got to Taiwan, exchanged their money rather than getting in the extremely long
immigration line.
I know. So guess who showed up?
TK and Rachel.
Everybody's at the airport, baby. And you still are not on the immunization line.
And Rachel was like,
It was great. Oh my god. I was just like, yeah, yeah, yeah. So
was TK.
Yeah, I know. So they have to take a taxi to this high-speed train. And they got to go to Taichung. So
Nate and Jen are freaking out.
Does Christina speak like Chinese too? She was like
she
rocking all the languages. It was crazy.
Like,
yeah. I know. So Nate
I'm not
and Jen,
being offensive.
No. Nate, I know. Nate and Jen are really hating TK and Rachel.
They're like, "They're slackers."
I'm gonna rip those dreads right off his head. So there. Take his granola and stomp on it.
Oh.
So
it's time for a roadblock.
I know, I love me a roadblock.
It was a tricky ride.
2 tricky rides, actually.
Yes.
One on a ramp like this.
Like, it was going back and forth, up and down.
Then one like this.
But you weren't actually driving. You just had to survive
Sit
with
there
that
and
crap in your
endure it.
pants.
I know.
The underwater one, they went down in like this waterproof vehicle, and
You can't let go. You can't get out of the vehicle
and
until
it'd be
it comes
underwater
back.
for 17 seconds.
You have to try not to die in those 17 seconds. They both looked a lot harder than they were. I think.
I don't know.
A lot
I'd be
scarier
freaking out.
than they were.
Like, I'd probably be able to survive the rocking one, but like, I'm not good at holding my breath.
That water looked filthy as hell, and I'm sure it was filled with like gasoline and water. Yeah, so
Let's not talk about it.
I know. So everybody did it. Ronald did it. Rachel did it. Nate did it. And Grandpa did it.
Grandpa!
Nick, you bitch. Why did you make Grandpa do that? That's so
he
unfair.
don't like that.
Man, he's gonna have a heart attack. He's in his 70s. What is he, 70 for crying
I
out
don't know.
loud?
I thought he was 60s.
Well, he's almost 70. So, after they did the detour, They had to take the train to GK Tea House and order tea, drink it.
All the way, remove the tea leaf.
Yeah, it's time for the speed bump. And TK
Oh, but
and
did we
Rachel,
mention
What?
at the bottom of the cup they had a
Yeah,
clue,
we did.
but it was in Chinese and like
Right.
the symbol Chinese, not like the word Chinese.
Right. The written Chinese, you mean?
Yeah.
Because they don't like write in letters.
Well, I know, but like, you know.
Alright, so speed bump time. I thought it was kind of lame.
Well, the whole point of the speed bump is like the task isn't hard, but it takes time to like go to the location
Right.
and like do it.
Well, they had to like dress up in an asbestos suit and like run through these fireworks that were like shooting off.
At them.
Yeah, at them.
It was like.
Yeah. Then they said it was some kind of tradition to get doused, but I think they just wanted to throw
They
water
just
at
threw a
them.
bucket of water at them.
And their face, it was like, what? It was probably just to make sure they weren't on fire.
Yeah. So then, Ron and Christina were on the first train.
And everybody else was on the next train. So Nate and Jen are really hating on TK and Rachel.
They're like, we're working our asses off, and TK and Rachel are just all calm over there.
They're just like floating by. No, they're working hard, at least this time.
They're working smart.
That's right. Work smarter, not harder. Nate and Jen, stop arguing.
Yeah.
Get over it. So they have to go to Gongguang Market and find a happy clown.
Mhm.
And it's a happy clown on a unicycle.
He was very happy.
What other kind is there? He'll give you the clue and you'll see the detour. Either
Detour is
fire,
either fire,
or earth.
Yes.
So,
Fire. You had to go to this park and participate in a Chinese ritual.
it doesn't matter. Nobody did
Well,
it.
you still have to describe it. And you had to write these good luck things or bad luck things on these little...
Lanterns.
Yeah.
You had to send up 20 lanterns with hot air. Everybody
20?
did Earth. Yeah, I know. That's like an eternity.
Earth, you had to go to like youth park.
And walk 250 feet on a path of stones that was supposed to be a stress reliever and
They were-
back. Needless to say, Nate and Jen were freaking out. And they wanted to get there really fast, so instead of taking a taxi like everybody else, they decided to take the subway and a bus.
Wow, that was smart.
Yeah, I know.
Nate was like, are you sure, baby? Are you sure? Are you sure? She was like, yes, we're going on the subway.
She's like, you better step up and make a decision.
You're the man.
What, you tell me I'm not making decisions?
That was a bad thing to say.
Ugh, because it unleashed a tirade where they stood on a street corner. The entire city was uncomfortable.
They were like,
what are you looking at? Nothing! Okay, so Ron and Christina are already done and they're headed to the pit stop.
I think Ron enjoyed that a little too much.
I think so too. And it's Chiang Kai-shek Memorial Plaza. And Phil will be waiting there,
Yes.
as usual.
In his orange shirt.
Yes, orange is a good color for him. I don't like this bandana.
I'm sorry.
So, of course, Ron and Chris were first to the pit stop.
Yep, and I got a special treat.
To Curacao, 5 nights.
TK and Rachel and Grandpa and Fetus both finished about the same time.
About the same time.
And they were going to get cabs, and TK took the one that Grandpa wanted, and he
That
was
did
like,
not
look at
make
that
him
son of a
happy.
bitch!
He is so the on Golden
He's
Pond
Norman.
character.
He is Norman.
Or Cotton Hill from King of the Hill. They cut him off at the kneecaps.
Yes.
So, TK and Rachel snuck right in there, and they were number 2. Way to go! You know what? I didn't care what the order was, just as long as Nate and Jen got eliminated. I know, sorry all you people who like Nate and Jen, we can't help it. They're arguing bitches. I'm
Yes.
sorry. So, it was neck and neck at the end.
Down to Don and
Rams,
Nick.
right, and Nate and Jen.
Yeah, it was really close, and I was like,
I know, I was biting off my nails. So thank God when Gramps and Nick showed up. Grandpa was just happy that they didn't look like a couple of schmucks.
Yeah.
So Nate and Jen were eliminated, unfortunately.
Not really. Yay!
Yay! After they got the bad news, they stayed in the same spot
They were in the plaza, like,
forever. I think they might have made them into statues, or at least bronzed them or something.
and they were like, I don't know, we kind of fell apart on this journey.
I don't know what'll happen to us. I hate him.
It was basically like, we're done.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't think they're going to be staying together any longer. Because they didn't work on their relationship. They only focused on the race. Next week, season finale. I know. It went so quick.
Mm-hmm.
My God, I feel like I love you already. So TK and Rachel have a little trouble at the detour.
They do.
They get pinched by some crabs.
Ow!
I know.
The animal.
Yeah. Well, Grandpa yells at Nick.
Oh, don't fall apart now.
Yeah,
I love
fetus,
you.
what's the matter with you?
You read the directions and you interpreted it wrong.
Don, don't hurt me. Okay, so then Christine gets stuck on a
Why
cliff.
do you say Christine? It's Christina.
I don't know.
We're almost at the season finale here. Get it together. You interpreted it wrong.
My bandana's pinching my head. I'm not used to this. Christina's stuck on a cliff.
It looked more like a glacier.
I know. But then they show like Grandpa doing the same thing and he's like flying. So.
Yeah, he was like, and Nick was like,
good job, Don! Pick foot. Alright, so till next time, kids, when we find out who the winner of the amazing race is on Beyond Reality. Much love.